welcome everyone to episode 9 of Parallel to Diamond. And in today's episode, we have an exciting game for you. And before we get into the game, well, not into the game, into the build pass, of course, I wanted to give you guys the rank update on where we are in the series so far. We are sitting currently at Emerald 1 with 1 star and maximum fortitude. So yeah, you could say the series is coming to a near end soon in a way. Uh, like we have entered the final division before Diamond, so we could expect the series to be ending soon. But don't worry, there are still 4 more roles, and I'm gonna try my best to I'm gonna make a poll or something, and where we can decide what role gets decided to be what's the next role I'm gonna be climbing on. Uh, so yeah. With that being said, let's go in today's items and build pass for the champion. By the thumbnail, you can tell it's Nasus. Nasus is honestly one of my favorite Baron laners. I absolutely love this champion a lot, and and then I'm very excited for today's game. So let's jump into the build paths immediately. So standard Triforce first item, like this is the bread and butter for Nasus. Like you cannot go wrong with this item. This is the only thing I think you should be running on Nasus. Honestly, this is the best starter item for Nasus in my opinion. After this, I think like after you get Triforce, there's nothing else I think you can consider as a core item. Like you can go anything afterwards depending on what the matchups are and like what's the game situation and everything. Like you can go situational completely after buying Triforce. I the only thing I would say is core that you immediately upgrade your boot enchant because Nasus is not the most mobile champion, so he needs like mobility and like a bit more faster movements around the map. So the boot enchant allows him to do that much more effectively. So as for my boots, what I like to run is I like to take Mercury Treads into Mercury's Glory. Why do they call it Mercury's Glory, man? I'm not sure why. It should be Glorious Enchant, and that's it. So yeah, Glorious Enchant. I'm gonna call it Glorious Enchant. I don't care about the name. Mercury Treads into Glorious Enchant because Mercury Treads because it allows you to tank CC and just like not get stunned up for a long period of time. Like allows you to move a bit much quicker around the slows and stuns. So this is perfectly fine with Nasus's kit, and Glorious enchant just allows you to like gap close or like escape very effectively. Like you see a huge Nasus charging at you with the Glorious enchant, you can and he slows you down. There's no way you can run. Like it's just death at this point. You have to accept your death. So yeah, Glorious enchant, Mercury treads into Glorious enchant. Uh, Third item. From here onwards, it's completely optional. Like it can go anywhere. Like you can pick anything that suits the enemy team's composition. Like you can build or completely orientated to the enemy team. For the game that we were playing today, this is what I had on my build. I took Thornmail because you're gonna see in the gameplay because why. I took Thornmail because it just allows you to, be that beefy front line that deals damage without having to, tank the damage from the, what do we say? I mean, like you can deal damage without having to take as much damage as you would normally. Like you're being impactful regardless. So yeah, Thornmail works perfectly fine. Uh, After that, you can do Dead Man's Plate. Dead Man's Plate, the passive from Dead Man's Plate, where you get the movement speed, allows you to, like roam around the map much more effectively and just set up multiple split pushes, and you can just like split the map completely and have a lot of movement speed and just walk around so effectively. Like I think like it helps with Nasus's lack of mobility aspect. Like it helps him cover up in that area. So yeah, fourth item, Stag's Gate. Honestly, this is a standard for Baron laners. Like if you're not building Stag's Gate, then I don't know what you're doing. Like I think this is an item which you can call as a core item, but like it's not really like the core. Like you can perhaps go Spirit Visage if it's like there's an AP matchup or something. You can go Spirit Visage. That makes sense as well. Uh, and yeah, the last item, Guardian Angel. Guardian Angel because late game you don't want to die as a Nasus. You just want to be at like this menace that is just shoving out waves and just setting up pressure around the side lanes, which would like disrupt the enemy teams from like taking like hard gambled fights or like fights that could be a bit risky for them. You know, like this just for makes the enemy team like take what do we say 50-50 trade and 50-50 fights where they have to like maintain they have to give away their attention. So Angel helps you in that aspect. Like it helps you be that menace on the side lanes and like fight for long periods of time and draw attention for a longer period of time, which could perhaps help your team around the map as well. And the armor and the bonus damage is for with the Guardian Angel is good as well with Nasus. So yeah, this is the build path. Let's jump into the runes. Now for the runes, honestly, there's nothing like you can really do in terms of Keystone. Keystone, I think Grasp of Undying is the best on Nasus because this rune is so like lethal in the early game. Like no one can like people underrate how deadly Grasp of Undying can be in the early game. Like people don't take it into consideration how much it chunks your health into the early game. And yeah, so like with Nasus kit, it works perfectly fine. So Grasp of Undying is the main keystone. What you can run besides that is like if you feel like you need to be a bit more mobile and like you're gonna be against like a matchup where you're gonna get poked out a lot, then maybe Fleet can work as well where you can like just heal up from the minions. But personally, I don't recommend it. I think Grasp is the best. The second, what do we say, rune? You can now. This is like a bit of a more of an open area. If you're going AP Nasus, then you can take Scorch. If you're against a heavy tanky composition, then you can perhaps even take Giant Slayer. But I don't really think it really matters. Like I think brutal is fine because it like helps you, trade effectively into the early game. Like brutal is the perfect rune for you to like trade in early game, and Nasus really like lacks that aspect in his gameplay. Like his early game base damage is so low. So runes like Grasp of Undying paired up with a brutal rune works so well. Like it eliminates the fact that Nasus does not deal damage into the early game. And yeah, there's nothing much more I can say about this. I don't see any other rune that you can use here. So yeah, into the resolve section, we have what I ran for the game today. It was adaptive carapace, but what you can run as well is depending on the matchup. Like if you're against a matchup where you're gonna be in the lane for a long period of time and you need to stay like regeneration, you need regeneration for health and mana. Oh, this only gives health. What? Does it not give mana? What? Okay. So against a very heavy poke matchup, then you can take second wind because it helps you regen health very effectively. Uh, you can do that. If you feel like you're against a heavy CC composition, then you can take Hunter Titanus perhaps, which counters the tenacity, which gives you tenacity upon takedowns. Uh, that works as well. You can take Ultimate Shield as well. I haven't tried Ultimate Shield. I should have tried it in this game, maybe perhaps, but I don't know why. I think I picked Carapace because according to the enemy team composition, Carapace provides you health and like it gives you bonus armor or magic resist based on the damage we have been taking in the last 60 seconds. So yeah, like there's nothing like what we say we can say like this is also very good like in most trades with Nasus you're gonna be the one on the back foot because Nasus does not trade effectively if the enemy team has like a decent distance around you like if they don't let you auto attack and they keep poking you then yes you will need adaptive carapace very effectively uh, and yeah lastly but not least uh, there's nothing I can say. I don't have to explain. Demolish is the best. Yeah, demolish is the best. There's nothing I have to explain here. As for the summer spells, you can take Ghost. Uh, if if you're like in a matchup where you need to like gap close or like it's extremely mobile matchup, then you can take Ghost. If you feel like you have kill pressure on the enemy team, then you can take Ignite. Otherwise, Barrier works as well. Like if you feel like you're against a weak, like stronger matchup on the enemy team, and you feel like you're gonna be getting all in by them quite a few times, then Exhaust allows you to build a bit more distance and get back to safety or reposition in a way that you can take the fight in a much better manner. Barrier is honestly so weak right now. I wouldn't recommend it. I think I would prefer Exhaust over it. But for today's gameplay, I took Ignite because of the matchup I was against. So yeah, let's not like ramble any further and go into the today's gameplay. All right, welcome to the gameplay, guys. And so yeah, looking into the team comps, we're playing Nasus top with a Lee Sin jungle, a Veigar mid, and a Jhin and Pantheon bot lane. Also to mention, this is not a match in the European five-man queue. This is back to being like solo queue in Middle East. So I'm back on like normal ping and like the games are like somewhat fairer for me. Like there's like I don't have that 150 ms delay. So yeah, uh, the and for the oh yeah for the enemy team comp we have a Kale top, Vi jungle, an Akshan mid, and a Lux Caitlyn support, a Caitlyn bot lane. And I missed the first stack. Wow, great start. So as you can see now seeing the matchup that I'm against and the team comp I'm against, now you guys will probably understand why I ran this build on Nasus because of what I was against. So yeah, so this is the early game so far. Like the early game is quite really boring. Like there's nothing really much to say. Like me, what does a Kale do in the early game? She does not do that much by herself. And boom, look at that conquer and sorry, the brutal and grass combination is just dealing so much damage. I just go back to stacking. You know what's unfortunate is that like this is what do you say? We cannot see the stacks on Nasus. Why is looking to gank, and I don't know what she did there. Yeah, I'm not sure. So yeah, why was ganking? I don't know what she was doing. She took Scuttle here. We have no vision of this area, by the
First
way.
blood.
Meanwhile, the enemy Caitlyn decides to pick up first blood on our Pantheon, uh, which is not a great start for our bot lane, seeing that our bot lane is such a heavy early game focus. And Akshan makes a play down. I mean, sorry, the Lee Sin takes down the Akshan in the mid lane. Meanwhile, the Y trades back the kill, and the kill score is in the favor of the enemy team at the moment. Meanwhile,
Middle
I'm just
turret is under
freezing the
attack.
wave and just trying my best to grab stacks. And yeah, I'm the skin by the way that I'm using is World Breaker Nasus. I'm sure most of you guys have this because it's like a if you guys were part of that what do we say closed beta event or something like I think most players get that when they make a new account or something this event. And yeah, the Kale is really like trading very aggressively on me. I don't know why. What's her problem? Like I'm not sure.
Enemy slain.
And this, okay. What you guys are about to see is a very dumb play. And dumb play goes in 3, 2, 1. I make the most dumb
You
play
have
of
been
my life. I
slain.
forget that she also hit level 5. She uses her ultimate. I burn my summoners, both of my summoners, and I just give away the kill to the Kale for free. Dumbest play of my life. Great. Ah, looking by this play, you guys
Top
are probably
turret is
thinking this
under
is gonna be a
attack.
bad game or something from my end. But you're gonna see me pop off soon. You're gonna see me. I see that the Akshan's running down my bike. I immediately like decide to see if I can help him out or something. I don't know why I
Mid
passed
turret is under
that way.
attack.
So I see the Akshan waste his ultimate onto our turret, mid lane turret. Try to just poke him out and think perhaps we can take a fight, but he just hooks away and I see my Veigar's health and I see the Vi there. I'm like, yeah, we cannot really take this fight because Lee Sin's nowhere near and we would probably lose if Kale showed up as well. So I just go back to lane and we're farming. Also to mention, by the way, I had recorded this earlier in this match earlier in the day, and I don't know what happened to my microphone, so all of the footage was corrupted. Like the audio was
Enemy
so bad,
slain.
like I could not upload it. So I'm
Mid turret
really like
attack.
re-recording this match, like the whole, not even the match, the whole intro as well, like from all the way from the start. Like the entire footage was corrupted. I was thinking I had been more efficient. I tried to go for a trade here. Kale uses her exhaust. She
Ally
wastes her
slain.
flash as well. She flashes
Enemy
into the wall. Lee
slain.
Sin picks up the kill. And Vi thinks about engaging here and trying to grab a kill on me, but she sees the Lee Sin and she does not fully commit to the play. I just walk up aggressively because I know the Lee Sin's there. And I force the Vi into using her ultimate, and Lee Sin just kicks her back, and I use my ignite to
Slain
take
an
her
enemy.
down. My ignite takes down the Vi. And now just watch the demolition Nasus cube. Boom! The entire plate is gone. The entire turret plate is gone. Now what I'm doing here, I'm just shoving out the wave. I don't care about the stacks as much. I just want to shove out this wave. But I see the cannon minion is like being a problem, and I think this would be a big problem for me. So I just take the cannon, and I think I can walk it off. I'm thinking I can walk it off easily. Yeah, the kill does not fully commit to this play. I just think I'm safe here, but then randomly Akshan shows up. I'm like, whoa, 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 why is there an Akshan here? My ultimate's not even up, so I cannot really like use my ultimate to tank this. I make sure the turret takes the damage
An ally
from the
slain. Enemy
Akshan ultimate, but
slain.
Kale just shuts me down from the other end, and I just can't do anything here.
Top
I
tower is
completely
under
go down
attack.
here, and meanwhile my team takes down the Lux in the bot lane. Overall, Lee Sin's being very impactful around the map. Like, oh my god, look at that Pantheon. Oh, the Caitlyn is so low. Like, I honestly, this could be a kill, really. Like, realistically, like, if Jin really wants to go for this, he can really take a kill here. Hell, even Lee Sin can do it.
Middle
Lee
turret
Sin
under
goes in with a
attack.
kick and takes the
Top
Caitlyn
turret is under
down.
attack.
Oh, Lux misses the bind and he will get away to safety. Wow. Oh, wow. Oh, never mind. I may have jinxed it. Nope, he survives. Meanwhile, I'm just farming up. I'm just taking any bonus XP I can. I see the Scarlet Grab is up for grabs. I'm like, yeah, I should take that because it gives me vision and stuff. I didn't notice that ward from the Kale, and so I'm like, oh wow, there's a ward there. Okay. Kale tries to all in me again. Like, look at her
Ally
damage. Kale is
slain.
doing a lot of damage. And this is not even like AP Kale. This is like AD Kale.
Ally slain.
I'm just stacking and trying my best to
Enemy
survive.
double kill.
I try to bait out the
Slain.
Kale ultimate. I'm thinking like, what do I do here? I'm looking for the what do you say, honey fruit in the river, but it's not there.
Top
So I'm
turret
like,
is
yeah,
under
I'm
attack.
just gonna try to do an outplay, or probably I'm gonna die. I walk up front. I force the Kale to use her ultimate. I time it out. I use my stack. I slow the Kale down. I flash onto her,
An
and
enemy
bonk, she is
has
dead.
stolen the
And
dragon.
my Pantheon stole the Infernal Dragon. 2 versus 4, my team managed to steal the Infernal Dragon.
Ally
How?
slain.
How did that happen? Oh my
Ally
god.
slain.
Meanwhile, I'm
Shut
just like,
down.
okay, free stacks for me. I'm just shoving out the wave. I'm gonna take this honey fruit from the Kale and just watch the damage. Boom, the turret's
Turret
gone.
turret
First
destroyed.
turret, boom. Infernal Drake, first turret. Yep,
Enemy slain.
we got the ball rolling. The only thing the enemy team have in advantage is the kill score. The gold is okay, maybe we win the gold, like few hundred gold. And I get collapsed by the Y. This was a bad place
You
for me to
have been
recall here,
slain.
and yeah, I get completely punished for it. Nothing I can do there.
Enemy
Meanwhile,
slain.
my bot lane is, I don't know what's happening in bot lane. Like there's just kills happening every 2 seconds. Akshan all ins here. I don't know. Okay, he gets
Enemy
popped like a
slain.
balloon. Meanwhile, the Kale is just looking to
Enemy
take this
turret
turret
slain.
down. I'm not gonna get there in time, so she's probably gonna take this turret for free.
Ally slain.
Yeah, Lee Sin's not
Top
even gonna
tower is under
contest her.
attack.
He's just taking Grom. So I just go back to like
The enemy
stacking
team
and
has
I
slain the Rift Herald.
mess up the combo again. And the Lee Sin sees that there are two people and he just gets away. He does not fully commit to it. But meanwhile, my
Enemy
Vigar just
slain.
locks up the two members here, and boom, Pantheon shows up, and just our team using our mobility so effectively. Like the mobile carries of the team are like just so dangerous. Like Pantheon, Lee Sin, so much mobility, and
Turret
just
destroyed.
boom, like the demolished Nasus queues, and yeah, the turrets are just paper. Turrets are falling down like paper.
Turret lost.
I see that the enemy bot lane just took our tier one bot turret, and so I'm like thinking I can perhaps grab them on a flank maybe, but I don't know where did they go? Okay, they recalled somehow o- at this place. Like I don't know what happened. Like I think they just immediately recalled without like going anywhere. Meanwhile, my Veigar locks up the Akshan. I try to fully commit onto him. I use my glorious enchant. I flash onto him,
Enemy
but
slain.
the Akshan is so mobile. He
Turret
just gets
lost.
away. I attack the Kale and I half health her in one Q. I try my best to survive, but
Enemy
unfortunately, the
slain.
Akshan ultimate takes me down. Meanwhile, my Lee Sin kicks back the Caitlyn and takes the kill on her. Kale flashes away, and overall, one for one trade. Actually, two for one trade. Like, yeah, two for one trade. Uh, so not really like the most impactful situation for me at the moment. Oh, Kale sidesteps the Lee Sin Q very effectively and just if the Lee Sin landed that Q, this was a dead Kale in my opinion. Unless she had, oh yeah, she had the ultimate, so she probably would have survived. Never mind. Uh, so yeah, so this is the mid game stage where really like realistically you just want to open up the map as much as you can as Nasus because you can't really take team fights because this is like the siege situation and Nasus all he can do in a siege is just throw down his E and hope the enemy team just stands underneath it. Like there's really not much you can do unless you can take these type of skirmishes where like if the enemy team fully commits you can force a fight in these tight choke points but and the enemy team is playing smart. They're not committing to this. So I'm just like dropping down my E. I don't really have much to do here. Like what do I do? I'm like looking. I'm just thinking at this point. What do I do? What do I do here? And yeah, I decide to just be a nuisance in the jungle and just perhaps try to steal a jungle camp or two from the enemy team. But the king managed to take the small chickens away. So I just go back to Baron Lane and just continue farming and grabbing stacks. Yeah, I stack onto the cannons, and meanwhile, there's a fight happening over here. Pantheon engages onto the Caitlyn, and Lee Sin is looking for a actually not the Caitlyn, sorry, the Lux. The Lux
Enemy
just
slain.
outplays the Pantheon completely. Unfortunately, our Pantheon goes down, and it's right before Dragon. So I'm quite worried over here. I'm like thinking, oh please, the enemy team, don't commit to this. Don't commit to the objective. Please don't. And meanwhile, I'm saying all of that. I see that the Y is down there in the bottom. She's trying to pick off my
Ally
Vigar,
slain.
but I'm coming from behind, and she does not see it. And the Vigar is like completely buying time for me, and he perfectly positions
An
himself,
enemy middle
allows me
is
to
under
come
attack.
from behind, and he locks her up into the cage, and we
Turret
take her
lost.
down. Meanwhile, the mid lane turret gets taken down by the Caitlyn Kale. And the Pantheon Lee Sin combo, boom, one shots the Caitlyn, and oh my god, that Q from Pantheon.
Double
The
kill.
Pantheon Q was so lethal there,
Enemy
and I just
slain.
go and boom, auto attack on the Akshan. And I'm just pinging my Lee Sin, come Drake, come Drake, come Drake, mate. I'm pinging the Lee Sin, but the Lee Sin is, I don't know what he's doing. I start up the Drake anyway. I'm like, I don't care. I'm starting with the Dragon. And I'm spam pinging at this point, so everyone decides to finally show up. Because they know I really want this dragon. Like I don't want any
Your
team to have
team
any
slain
scaling
the
options
dragon.
possible because
Killing
they have a
spree.
Kale, they have a Aksha, they have a Caitlyn. These champions scale so well into the late game, and giving them any scaling options would just hurt us a lot into the game. And yeah, Lee Sin, I don't know, bro. This guy was like giving me heart attacks in the game. I'm like, oh, is he dead? Is he not dead? But nope. Sometimes he would die, sometimes he would survive. Sometimes very good, sometimes very shit. Okay. I got a bit carried away there. So yeah, my team is sieging in mid. I'm just clearing out this wave top, grabbing a few stacks. You know, at this point in the game, I'm not even kidding. I think I ended the game with 550 stacks or something. Uh, I don't know if that's good or bad for like Nasus main standard, but I think it was quite good from my performance, in my opinion. Like, I think I usually don't farm as a battle laner. I usually go for fights, and with Nasus, I managed to grab 550 stacks, even though I'm like missing out on a lot of them here and there in the minion waves. So yeah, few mechanical errors which can be improved on if I like really play one champion very religiously. In that case, I think I can improve on that aspect as well. But right now, I'm just playing for the series. I'm like playing different champions every now and then for the series. I'm making sure it's entertaining for you guys. I don't care about winning or losing. I don't care about ending the series like very fast. I just want to make sure I can cover up the most unique champion pool. I engage onto the Kale, I force out her ultimate, I walk away from her ultimate proc. I'm just like waiting for this minion wave to fully collapse into this turret. And then I'm like, yep, now I'm gonna go all in. I use my ultimate, I flash onto the
You are
Kale,
on a killing
I take her
spree.
down, and the AoE damage. I see the low Caitlyn, the low targets, and I'm just going between the turrets. I don't care. I'm going
Rampage.
between the turrets. Akshan tries to escape me, and I just
Double
stack
kill.
on his face, and I
You are
grab a triple
unstoppable.
kill.
Enemy
I
slain.
am unstoppable, and I take the
Enemy
turret.
turret
I
destroyed.
did all of that, and I'm still very healthy. I'm still very healthy. How?
Enemy turret
How is this
destroyed.
happening? Like, what on earth did I just do? I continue to just stack up here, and yeah, Vi engages on my Vigar,
Ally slain.
and she takes her down. I see the Vi, I'm like, yep, I'm gonna take her down. And Vi re-engages on me, and I just
Dominating.
bonk her
Enemy
face, and
turret
boom, she's
destroyed.
dead. Uh, and I one turret's gone in the mid lane because of me, and boom, I stack
Enemy
onto
turret
the other
destroyed.
tier three from the top side, and yeah. Lux is gonna get caught out here. Lux dies. Lux did the biggest mistake of her life, face checking me,
Enemy
and boom, she
slain.
gets caught out for it. I wish I could continue helping this Pantheon, but I just don't have any
Ally
mana, and I'm like,
slain.
yeah, I don't really think I can continue fighting this. Jin
Enemy double
continues
kill.
on engaging and
Ally
gives a kill
slain.
to the Caitlyn, and
Enemy
but he
slain.
takes her down as well, and yeah. So two for one trade, not really the best one from my team. I grabbed my dead man's plate, and yeah, I sorry, not even dead man's Stags gate. I already had dead man's for some reason. Yeah. So I already had dead man's. I grabbed Stags, and now I'm building into GA. So I see my Lee Sin's getting collapsed here. I try to help him out here. I tank the Akshan. I ignore the bind. I tank the Akshan ultimate. Really good sidestepping from my end. And boom, I take the chicken. I don't go for the red buff. Yeah, I think the logical play was not going for that red buff because there's like four enemy team members there. If I die there, this is like barren for the enemy team because there's no objective on the bot side available to the enemy team. So they would immediately force the baron if I were to get caught out there. Same case for Lee Sin. Like anyone, if they were to get caught out here, oh, Viper ultimate completely ignores the damage.
Enemy
Meanwhile,
slain.
I'm not even in this fight. This is just my team fighting here. I'm just farming in the bot lane, so I'm not really gonna show
Killing
that. My team
spree.
is doing so well,
Enemy
juggling the
slain.
damage and effectively taking down everyone. And it leads to just Caitlyn and Lakshan left on the enemy team. Meanwhile, I'm just being this nuisance around the map. I'm just making sure we have push pressure around the map everywhere, every lane.
Ally
And
slain.
yeah, I continue
Slain.
stacking
Shut
and
down.
I just make sure I keep taking this. I make sure to take down this turret and
Enemy turret
boom,
destroyed.
tier two turret gone. I'm just a turret killing machine in this game. Like I'm just killing
Ally
turrets.
slain.
Like every single turret is
Killing
going down.
spree.
And Lux is gonna do her best to stop me, but she's gonna
Rampage.
fail miserably. You guys are gonna see that right now. Boom, just watch the Lux. Just watch. I'm between the turret. I'm not even. Now I use the ultimate.
Godlike.
Now I decide to use the ultimate. Pantheon ults for some reason and he
Executed.
proto belts into the Nexus to get executed. What a Chad. Uh, I stopped attacking the turret for a little bit and boom! Just a basic attack. This is not even empowered Q. This was just a basic attack with demolish. I just took down the turret with demolish like that. Bro, how? How do you stop this push? I have single-handedly opened up the entire base for the enemy team. Like the enemy team has no chance. Meanwhile, I just take this blue buff. I wait for my team to show up before starting the Elder Dragon. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna wait for my guys to show up. Realistically, I should have started doing this earlier because you guys are gonna see why in a bit. I should have already started doing this before the scuttle. Maybe if my because my Lee was nearby, he probably would have shown up as well. He would have rushed this, but you see, no one's helping from the team. It's just me and Jin, which is making it so slow for us. Meanwhile, enemy team is nowhere to be found. What's happening here by the enemy
Your
team?
team
The
has
enemy team is
slain the
just taking
first
Baron,
dragon.
and my Lee Sin is completely unaware of the
Enemy
fact.
team has
My
slain
Lee Sin
Baron
has no
Nashor.
idea. No one has any vision around this area. How? What is my team doing? I'm trying to fish out members. I'm like, yeah, there's no one there. I'm like, wow, great, good job, everyone else. Like, yeah, me and Jin are taking the Elder Dragon. What are the rest of three of you guys doing? I don't know. Like, I don't know what they're doing. Uh, okay, Vi engages onto the Jin and completely regrets it and flashes away. I complete all of my build path. Like I have all six of my items, and I'm full build here. Now we gotta like deal with this Baron empowered minions from the enemy team. The enemy team is doing their best to stall out this game, but it's like we are so strong, and they don't have that many places to defend. Like the only thing they have left is the Nexus. And if our team plays a 1-3-1 correctly, then we can easily close this game out. But my team is so dumb, they don't understand how to play a 1-3-1. Three people are in bot lane, two are in mid lane, and no one's in top. Like I went top, I diverted the attention for a while, so I moved down back to mid.
Ally slain.
My Veigar gets one shot by the Caitlyn, and I collapse onto the Vi. I go into the next, which was a bad play from my end. I shouldn't have gone there
Ally
because I
slain.
completely bait the Jin into dying here. Akshan goes in and Lee Sin goes over with the cake. I
Triple
flash
kill.
onto and
Ally
flash stack
slain.
onto Akshan and I have grabbed
Legendary.
two kills and
Triple
the
kill.
triple kill comes through for the enemy kill and the enemy kill gets a quadra kill.
Enemy
And this is
rampage.
where I'm like, my heart
Shut
drops. My
down.
heart drops completely. I'm like,
Aced.
what just happened? Have we just thrown this game away? Has this become, this is the biggest, I'm like thinking, is this the biggest throw of my life? How have I managed to lose this fight in the late game? My heart just stops like beating at this point. I'm like, oh no, oh no, oh no. I'm like looking at the
The
dead
turret
times
is
on my
under
team. I'm like, so
attack.
I'm like, okay, okay, Vigar's there, Vigar's there, Vigar's gonna save this turret. Vigar flashes and he does a good job. He stuns the Caitlyn now. He buys time and he's gonna one shot the Caitlyn and
Slain.
boom. But he's unfortunately could not take down that one
Lost.
cannon minion. That one cannon minion opens up our base from the mid lane. And now suddenly the enemy team has an avenue to close out this game. Uh, Suddenly the enemy team is like back into this game and like yeah, the goal difference does not matter anymore. The kills don't matter anymore. It's like the last deciding fight. I actually sold my Glorious enchant to buy the teleport enchant. I took the teleport and immediately regrouped with the team. I said I'm not gonna wait for these guys to make a dumb play. I'm just gonna join them in the fight. I just use my ultimate. I go all in. I focus the
Ally
Caitlyn and because I
slain.
know she's being a big nuisance for my team. I immediately like
Enemy
just
slain.
take down the Caitlyn and smash the Nexus for the win. no monkey plays anymore. We
Victory.
just we after that quarter kill, no one's messing around. We just take the Nexus, grab the win. We end up the game with a 41 to 27 score line. I get 11 kills, 5 deaths, and 6 assists with 21,614 gold. Compared to my lane opponent, compared to my lane opponent with the score line of 674, 22,426. She grabbed the quarter kill. Meanwhile, I grabbed the triple kill. What do we see? How many medals did I get? I think I got MVP for this game. I think I did maybe. I got a triple kill. I play with the highest kill streak without dying. Kill streak of 8 without dying. Player with the most solo kills. Player with the highest epic monster kill participation. Elemental dragon, elder dragon, blah blah blah. Player with the highest ward placement. Player with the highest turret destruction. Yeah, honestly, this is the medal I was waiting for. Like, yeah, the turret destruction ward. What do you say? Yeah, medal. Turret destruction medal. So damage stats. I dealt around 28,309 damage. I took around 28,013 damage. So pretty 50-50 in the damage dealt and taken stat. 17 kills involved. 21,614 gold. Yeah, again, I don't need to repeat that stat. Meanwhile, my enemy lane opponent, the Kale, dealt around 25,277 damage and took 22,645 damage. So she had a better margin in like the damage dealt and taken department, but she was not involved in that many kills. So overall, I think I was more impactful in the game for my team. So yeah, with that being said, if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel for future updates. This is Riddle, and goodbye.